Have you ever held a piece of technology that made you pause, not because it was perfect, but because it felt different? That's the kind of reaction the Motorola Razr Fold sparked when it first appeared. It wasn't just another smartphone trying to outdo competitors with bigger numbers or faster chips. It was something far more emotional. It was a bold attempt to reconnect us with a feeling many thought was long gone, the simple joy of interacting with a phone in a meaningful way. For years, smartphones have followed the same formula: large screens, slim bodies, and incremental upgrades. Useful, yes. Impressive, sometimes. But rarely surprising. Then came the Razr Fold, a device that didn't just change how a phone looks, but how it feels to use one. Closed, it's compact and almost poetic in its simplicity. It fits effortlessly into your hand, your pocket, your daily routine. In a world where phones have become oversized slabs, this small, foldable form feels refreshing, almost rebellious. But the real magic happens when you open it. That motion, the gentle unfolding, transforms the device into a full-sized smartphone. It's smooth, satisfying, and strangely emotional. It's not just about accessing a screen, it's about experiencing a moment. A small pause in your day that reminds you that technology can still be personal. And that's where the Razr Fold truly stands out. It's not trying to be the most powerful phone on the market. It's trying to be the most memorable. Of course, being a first-generation foldable device, it comes with its fair share of imperfections. And rather than hiding them, the Razr Fold almost embraces them. Take the foldable display, for instance. It's innovative, flexible, and undeniably futuristic, but also delicate. There's a visible crease along the center, especially noticeable under certain lighting conditions. Some users may find it distracting. Others might see it as a reminder that they're holding something new, something still evolving. Because that's exactly what this phone represents, a beginning. Performance-wise, the Razr Fold sits comfortably in the middle ground. It handles everyday tasks like messaging, social media, browsing, and light photography without issue. But it doesn't aim to compete with high-end flagship devices in raw power. And honestly, that doesn't feel like a flaw, it feels intentional. This phone isn't about speed. It's about sensation. One of its most interesting features is the external display. Even when the phone is closed, you can check notifications, reply to messages, control your music, and take quick selfies. It's a small detail, but it changes how you interact with your device. You don't always need to open it. You don't always need to dive in. Sometimes, less is enough. And in that simplicity, there's a kind of beauty. Using the Razr Fold feels less automatic and more deliberate. You become more aware of your actions, when you open it, when you close it, when you choose to engage. It creates a subtle but meaningful shift in how you relate to technology. But let's not ignore the practical side. Battery life is one of the device's weaker points. The compact design limits how much battery it can hold, which means heavy users may find themselves reaching for a charger sooner than expected. It's not ideal, especially in a world where we rely heavily on our phones throughout the day. Durability is another concern. Foldable screens, especially in their early stages, require extra care. This isn't a phone you casually toss onto a table or carry without thinking. It demands attention, and perhaps even a bit of patience. Then there's the price. At launch, the Razr Fold was positioned as a premium device, and for many, that raised questions. Was it worth paying that much for a phone that wasn't the most powerful or the most durable? The answer depends on what you value. If you're looking for pure performance and reliability, there are better options. But if you're drawn to innovation, to design, to the idea of owning something truly unique, then the Razr Fold offers something few devices can. It offers a story. And not just any story, a story about risk, about creativity, about breaking away from the ordinary. In a market filled with predictable designs and safe choices, Motorola took a chance. They revisited a classic, reimagined it, and introduced it into a world that had almost forgotten how to be surprised. And that matters. Because without devices like the Razr Fold, progress would slow. Innovation would become cautious. The industry would settle. But this phone refused to settle. It asked a simple question: what if we could do things differently? And then it tried to answer it. Today, foldable phones have evolved significantly. They're stronger, faster, more refined. But every improvement we see now is built on the foundation laid by early devices like the Razr Fold. It may not have been perfect, but it was essential. It reminded us that technology isn't just about efficiency, it's about experience. It's about how something fits into your life, not just your pocket. So, is the Motorola Razr Fold a great smartphone? Maybe not by traditional standards. But is it meaningful? Without a doubt. Because it made people feel something again. It brought back a sense of curiosity, of excitement, of wonder. And in a world where technology often feels predictable, that's incredibly valuable. The Razr Fold isn't just a device. It's a moment in time. A bold first step into a new era. A reminder that sometimes, the future doesn't arrive in a straight line, it folds, bends, and surprises us along the way. Thank you for taking the time to watch and read. If you enjoyed this unique perspective and want more thoughtful, human stories about technology, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.